Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Cardfight Vanguard Bigbelly Great Nature deck profile for the end of January 2018. With the release of the new Awakening Zoo booster pack, we got a lot of new support for all three of the zoo clans. I thought we have the first update with Bigbelly. It was the easiest one to grab all the support for. Really cool. I love the new Bigbelly Grade 3. It adds for a lot of consistency. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for the Stride Zone, I am missing a couple cards that I wanted to run in it. So I'll point out what I would take out when we get to them. I run 3 Sage Saint Professor Bigbelly. One of my favorite for power plays in the deck, especially good with Crayon Tiger, because you get that power and you can restand the unit and have it again for more pressure for restanding units. So a definite favorite of mine to use in the deck. Now this I would change. I don't want to run 4 Mana Garmer because the guard restriction play isn't as powerful anymore, so I would probably drop it down to 2, and what I would put in is probably the Generation Break 8. I don't have one of those around, but I'd definitely put that in, and also one of the new generation rares. I think it's that White Lion Tiger card. I can't remember the name of the card from the Awakening Zoo as well. So swap those 2 out for 2 Mana Garmer, and that would be that lineup basically for the deck. And then for the one-of cards, I have the 1 Omniscience Dragon, Keet Limka. Like I said, these names are like hell on earth. Kiltimka or something like that. Omniscience Dragon, a Fonk. Great first turn stride for the resist play. It protects your cards, especially when you're going up against things like Kagero and Narukami. Omniscience Dragon, Fernigus. This card, you're unflip, draw a resource. This card, if you're not careful, can also make you deck out, so be very careful when you play this card. Another good first turn, if you want, draw and power plays, is Hrimthurs. This card, the Soul Blast for the +4. Can't go wrong with that. And for the G-Guards, I run 1 Immortality Professor, Sane Kappa. I might run 2 of this and take out one of the Kundalini, because the new Perfect Guard that we run has a much easier countercharge effect, and you don't have to lose your units, plus he has bigger power plays as well that you can rely on. And also 1 Ardillo and 1 All Mirage, just for different resist plays and power plays. Ardillo is probably the best for power plays, easiest to achieve just for the open spaces on the field. And now moving on to the main deck, I run 4 Amazing Professor Bigbelly. Like I said, I love this card. It has a rearguard effect that resembles Tuskmaster, and he also has that Vanguard effect when he's placed on Vanguard or when you stride. So the ride and stride effect, which I like, is you call to rear a unit from your hand. It gets +4 to the end of the turn. If you call a card at the end of the turn, draw a card and retire it. So unlike the last Bigbelly, this one you don't have to call a success unit, so more options on what you call with this card as well. And the stand +4 until the end of the turn doesn't kill the rear guard either on rear. This card just has to be in success to make that happen, which is pretty easy to do, especially after the Vanguard drive checks or you use additional other power plays. And for the backup grade 3, I also am running 3 Tuskmaster, mostly because this Bigbelly is the one I want on Vanguard, but he's also the only one that has a rearguard effect, so running the old Bigbellys don't really add too much to the deck, unlike Tuskmaster, which has a Vanguard and rearguard effect for restanding power. I think I also debated using the Rhino from the latest pack, since it has a guard restriction play, but I saw Tuskmaster with all your power boosts and whatnot being just a little more consistent, since he delivers, like I said, on Vanguard and rear. And on to grade 2s, I run 4 Artistic Ocelot. This is your great, basically it's Binoculus Tiger with an additional effect. He has the +4 effect and retire on Vanguard or rear, and it's once per turn, so you don't really run stands early game either, so you have that to make use of. And the once per turn Counterblast 1 is a GB effect if you have a Vanguard with Bigbelly in its card name. You choose one of your other rear guards. It gets plus 4,000 to the end of the turn, and at the end of the turn, you draw a card, retire the unit. So that makes up for the retire effect from the first effect, giving plus 8 and something to total. It's just a great, great card for backup and power plays, which is what I love running for in the deck, especially since it doesn't have that GB effect. So if you are stuck in a grade lock game, you can still give that plus 4 boost to hit for big numbers. And also, I run 4 Cran Tiger. This card's always been reliable to me for strength plays. The restand draw works really well when comboed with Tuskmaster as well on rear for multiple attacks and whatnot. Just remember the once per turn has to go through first on the Vanguard, so you can't attack the Vanguard and then stand again. Attack the Vanguard and hope to get the play off. It has to be done on the first time it attacks. So remember that when you're going through your plays. And 4 Problem Child, Gray Belly, a Soul Blast plus 4 to 2 unit effect with a draw and retire. Makes for a very powerful card, especially when comboed with Cran Tiger and Ocelot, because it just requires success 20,000 to get off, which, like I said, with their plus 8 and boost, you can easily achieve that with this card. And on to grade 1s, I run 4 of the new Revision Scientists, Deli Belly. I am missing 1, so proxying 1 Bobtail at the moment, but it will be 4 Deli Belly. It's got the counter charge effect for just a Soul Blast. If you have a Vanguard with Bigbelly in its card name, you pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and counter charge 1. So it has to be retired from rear or guard circle, which it'll get that effect off when it leaves the guard circle for the perfect guard. So it's basically a counter charge. All you have to do is Soul Charge, but you're getting that draw off, which makes it so much better than Shellmaster in my opinion. And also, I run 4 Mini Belly. This is, like I said, just stride fodder, needed also to grab Bigbelly for your Vanguard ride. And also 3 Coiling Duckbill. Now this, I might switch out for the Armadillo, just for a few more consistent power plays. Been play testing it. If you want to try that as well, you can do that. Swap that out for that. And also 3 Scholarship Student. Arabelli. It is a Soul Blast. When this unit boosts to rear guard with the success ability, you may pay the cost. If you do, the boosted unit gets plus 4,000 to the end of the turn. The card works really, really well with Gray Belly and the new Bigbelly, helping it get success if you don't get a trigger on your drive check. And it also has can't be retired by card effects if you have a Vanguard with Bigbelly. So a good card to keep safe in the back row. And moving on to grade 0s, I run 1 Pencil Koala, just still my favorite starter to run in the deck for the boost plus 4,000 retire draw effect. When an attack hits that he boosts, it's pressure when your Vanguard attacks, additional pressure along with your Vanguard's attack alone. And also 4 Pawn Belly, this critical, pretty standard, plus 5 draw for all the mainstream decks. And I run 4 of the new Approval Frigate. This is a plus 3 into Soul, so build up Soul for those effects, plus the power. I think it's crazy that, Great Nature got all these awesome critical triggers, including Ruler Chameleon. I don't really run or use the effect of Ruler Chameleon too much. I just like to have this over a non-effect crit in the deck if I do end up needing like that 1 extra boost for a 9k rear guard to hit 12, and then using the retire effect to grab another if I want to keep hand guard consistency. And I would run the new Heal Trigger. I just don't have any to make a full playset yet of the Koala, so when I grab those, he'll be definitely added in as well. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.